Special thanks to Justin Ashurst, who's doing a great job leading us with community groups this year. My name is Rick Amos, and Justin invited me to share some ideas related to discipleship, leadership development, and spiritual multiplication. Well, your group started, and now it's November. I'd like for you to think about what needs to happen in January and May and next September regarding leadership development. Here are 3 ideas. First of all, if you haven't done it already, go ahead and build your leadership team. It's a good thing to invite people to fill leadership roles. Perhaps you'll have someone who will coordinate communication for your group or prayer requests. Who's going to bring food, how we're going to do childcare, how we're going to do our community outreaches. Whatever it might be, build a team of 4 to 6 people who think of themselves as leaders of the group. At the end of the community group each week, you can pull them together in a huddle and evaluate what went well, what could we do better, what do we need to prepare for next week, etc. The second idea would be to have a 2 Timothy 2:2 conversation with everyone in the group. It might be hard to do it with everybody in a circle. Perhaps you could do it when the men and women separate, or maybe even just meet individually or in groups of 3. But talk through that passage of 2 Timothy 2, where you remember that Paul, who had been mentoring Timothy for 18 years, says, "Timothy, take the things that you've learned from me, make them your own, then pass them on to the 3rd generation, who will then pass them on to a 4th generation." As you sit down and talk with someone, just very simply say, imagine that you're a Timothy. Who is your Paul? Who are the people that God has called to invest in you? How is that going? How could that be better? And then invite them to think about, who is God calling you to invest in? Someone who's outside the church, but then also maybe 1 or 2 people inside the church or inside our community group that you could be a blessing to. And then thinking forward, how could they not suck the life out of you, but instead multiply and build into the 4th generation? The last idea is kind of extending this 2 Timothy 2 idea into your group structure. Much of the time, we might have the men's leader and the women's leader of a group, and they end up having to care for everybody in the group in terms of discipleship and shepherding. That's a real challenge to cover that. I'm sure you're feeling the pain on that. For sure, by January, it'd be a great idea to have 3 generations of discipleship. So you are leading everything, but then you are investing in 2 or 3 disciple makers, both men and women, who then are turning around and caring for everybody else. These are your future leaders that you probably meet with individually every week or every other week and invest in. They are the ones that come May will be able to care for everybody else in the group when perhaps you're not meeting as much during the summer. And they're the ones who may, in the future, lead your community group or go and start a new community group themselves. So let me encourage you to think about adding that 2nd layer of discipleship into your group. There's some thoughts for you. I'd be interested in your feedback. Be sure to put some comments. It's great to see you. It's great being in the battle with you. Thank you for serving Jesus and Crosspoint Church.